Okay, I'm going to present this red pontoon boat again. I think this is my third video on it, but I really want to talk about the effects that are occurring above, below, and right at where the boats are. Um, One thing is Houston, we have a problem. The Enterprise's um, transporter room is not trying to pick up just a boat. It's trying to pick up the earth, the water, the boats, anything around there. But you'll see underneath here. This is all stretched out underneath. And again, I actually wish I zoomed back a little bit, even though that this is filmed with the B700 with a 60 times zoom. But you see the boat going across the upper deck there. That is so displaced. I mean, high. I mean, it's displaced very high. Um, but you see these layers out there, and I've seen them in some of my other ones where these layers just seem to go way out there. And believe it or not, on some of those, I've gotten really good visibility. And one of the reasons why is because I don't think it displaced the horizon as much as it did in this particular footage. Um, but you can see the boat gets compressed, it gets stretched, and actually when it turns directly towards you, which it does a couple of times here, um, it actually looks like it gets squashed from left to right. Um, but it also gets stretched underneath. Um, like you see the top of the boat, and then all of a sudden, it's the top of the boat is like squashed down right in there where if you were in the boat you shouldn't be able to see out. But look at the reflections, how they're in these little sections, and then as this air just kind of moves up, um, or maybe it's moving down. I'm not really quite sure, but I think it's moving up because these boats seem to get up toward the top where we just seen that boat go by on the upper deck. But you also see the Fata Morgana, where the boat's just reflecting itself above it. And how does that happen? Again, this has to be reflecting off uh, an air mirror. I want to call it an air mirror. It's not actually the water that's um, doing it, but each one of these little steps is is like an angled mirror, and it keeps angling at a certain degrees um, up from the water towards you. So it literally is blocking out um, other objects that are behind or further back, where on a good day that I would normally see, a good day of visibility, I would normally see these other um, bird racks out there. And again, you see this boat going in and out, reflecting up, stretching up, getting squashed. Um, so, when these globers say, well, if the earth was flat, you ought to be able to see all the way across the Atlantic Ocean or the Gulf of Mexico. You should be able to see Mexico from Florida. I mean, if anybody with any sense actually did any observations like these and, said, wow, I can see why you cannot see all the way across. Number one, it's just too far. You'd have too much um, weather conditions in the way that would actually allow you to see any of that distance. Plus, prospectively, you'd have to have a damn observatory pointed at Mexico, and I still don't think you would see it. But here's some of the really interesting parts. how this boat is getting to where it is being mirrored multiple times underneath it. Because you can look at these little side windows on the right side of it here, um, and you can see these multiplying right underneath the boat, or is it above the boat? And then look at the boat on the top. It's kind of like separated, but it's not. So it isn't doing the Fata Morgana as it was before, but it's really on that verge of it. But here's what gets me is being that this is so displaced. Also, I think it's also being mag magnified due to these um, angled mirroring effects that are occurring. In other words, there's a mirror underneath the boat reflecting that, and then there's another mirror under the mirror reflecting the boat again. And this is how you get um, these effects to occur. I literally do believe that the air creates a mirror, especially when you have major mirroring, anything past that what appears to be the horizon line. It's an apparent horizon line that is not the true horizon line when we have some major mirroring. And even the little boat is actually going to find its place. Uh, as you watch, you'll see everything will clear up and just kind of look a little bit normal. And that's because this air mass has really moved up or moved down on the boat. Now look at there. Bang. Everything's moving down. And if you watch this boat, I really think the boat actually will get a little bit smaller in the process of this, everything falling back into place. You see underneath it these little bands of deception is what I call it, because these are deceiving people um, because they don't realize that these little bands are actually causing um, what I call the displacement of the boats. And as you see everything calm down, actually the band moves up because you can see the air above this um, just kind of doing this crazy looking uh, distortion in the air. Um, Now the little boat, it's trying to reflect itself again above, and it's only got the top of the boat reflected up here. And the red boat is kind of settling down because he's closer. He's not quite out in this distortion band, um, in this mirroring band, so it's trying to mirror again above it. So again, how could that be mirroring off water? Water's in the air, so once you have an abundance of that water, it will start reflecting. Um, so again, you see everything right up to these boats. It looks kind of fine. And I would say that there's two bands underneath it, maybe three bands, that really do cause this separation um, above the true water line. I've sped this part up to kind of conserve a little bit of time, but I move around. Now you can see, I actually zoom back, so now you can see more of the water itself with this two little bands. And then there's a band at the very top of what appears to be the apparent horizon line. Um, Actually, maybe two little bands up the top. But this is causing that uh, displacement that was occurring, that actually I think it's occurring right now as I speak. It's being displaced, but very little. There's just a very little bit of rise to this apparent horizon line. Now, in some of the other footage I got, I think you'll see boats above these boats too, or other boats that are out there that are within that horizon line. Um, and the only explanation for it is they're definitely being displaced upward. Now zoomed in a little bit. Now you can see that air beyond the boat, all distorted, and you see the very top, which um, some people say, well, if I was a concaver, I'd say, well, that's the real horizon, man. It just is being obstructed. So again, now you see the boat, this pontoon boat, pretty much as you would see it out there across the water. Um, and being that I've got this B700, it actually does give me a little better um, focus because I'm not zoomed in. I had forgotten my uh, P1000, believe it or not, at my house. I thought it was already in my truck when I left. And I get out there, I just got the B700. But I actually leave the park, go home, get my camera, and then I went out back out to Pine Island, and I've got some really good stuff there too. Again, like, subscribe, share. Feel free to use any of my work, any of my videos. Use them, but please don't abuse them. Um, give your opinion, that's fine. Have a good day.